Hi, my name is Sotonye.
And my name is Oluchi.
And welcome to the CX Playbook. This podcast is for customer service enthusiasts
and businesses looking to improve their customer service. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello, welcome to the CX Playbook. My name is Oluchi.
And my name is Sotonye.
So, this is episode 1, and we're really, really glad to be doing this. We've actually been planning this for a year?
Over a year.
But I went and fell pregnant. So we now didn't know how could we do it, but we're here now. So I told before how we met and how this came about.
Started in the DMs.
As most great relationships start.
Oluchi's leading to my DM. So I was new on Instagram, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And Oluchi's leading to my DM. It's like, hey, we do the same thing and all that. Which I thought was weird because most people
that's
just
not usually
see
the
you
case.
as a competition and are like,
I agree.
So I think that's how we started and we clicked from there. And we've done quite a few live sessions.
Yes.
And
collaborated on a lot of things. And this felt like the culmination of a great partnership so far, which is very interesting because we actually technically should be considered competitors.
Yeah.
But
it should be.
But somehow we just kind of clicked, and then it's been up and up from there. So we've been planning to do this for a year, but life. And we're glad to be doing it finally. It's so cool, so cool.
Yeah,
and,
I'm so glad we're finally here.
It's been a long time in the making, and we finally did it. So, essentially, what we're going to be doing is just talking about customer service and experience in Nigeria. Hence the title CX Playbook. So, this podcast is essentially for businesses, individuals who are interested in customer experience, and we'll just have a nice time talking about it.
Yeah, awesome. I feel like we're bringing like our private conversations public with this podcast. But then I'm looking forward to hearing what other people think about, customer experience in Nigeria and how we can actually move it forward. Yeah. Because essentially that's all we're trying to do at the end of the day.
Yeah, because customer service, customer experience, one of the more ignored parts of business. People just feel like, if I sell a product, buy or don't buy, it's not my business, So, but we now realize that not when you're working in a place, in a field or sector where there's so much competition, you have to prioritize customer experience. And the beauty of this is that people can leave comments, people can tell us their experiences.
Yeah.
And also even, shout out businesses who are doing really, really good customer service.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am too. So I think the first thing we're going to be talking about today is actually customer experience versus Nigeria. Because it's easy to talk about customer experience and say, you guys are supposed to give good customer experience. You guys are supposed to give good service, blah, blah, blah. Customer is king, yada, yada, yada. But ultimately, Nigeria is Nigeria.
And Nigeria is happening to a lot of businesses.
Dude.
I actually feel like it's harder to convince people to give a good experience simply because they're dealing with so much. Like in the past, I would say year or so.
Yeah, in fact, maybe in the past 5 years, to be honest with you, because it's just been downhill. Let's even start from Forex. I don't even want to say what the dollar is now because we don't know what it will be by the time this episode ends. Let's not even go there. But that's like the biggest one because we're such an import-driven economy. Yeah. So you find out that most businesses have to rely on something that is imported. So when the dollar is over 1,000 naira, you're like, okay, so what's my gain? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? So what other things do you think is affecting businesses right now?
Well, there's also the whole fuel subsidy matter because even if you're talking something as simple as transportation, for both the business owners, the staff, you're talking about running your generator. That has been a really huge one, especially for businesses that manufacture.
Yeah, because even businesses that don't manufacture, let's even take like a salon. You have to put on AC for your customers. You have to run the dryer. I don't think there's any business right now that is not, suffering from fuel subsidy. And then the effect of the subsidy on your employees. They come to work, they're cranky. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to listen to you. And then guess who suffers that crankiness?
The customer.
Exactly. Customer bears the brunt of everything because customer will bear the brunt. And then the sad part is there's an inevitable case of price increase and all of that. So I think my question for you now would be, how does a business strategize around maintaining quality? Because that's another thing. If you're going to increase the price, you need to maintain your quality. So what are the strategies that you think that business can employ to ensure that the quality remains the same while they are coping with all these increased costs that have come about?
So I think even above strategy, right? I think now is the time for business owners to really understand what value they bring to their customers.
True.
Because to be honest, when you start to highlight value, price takes a backseat. So the
Word.
customer can decide, okay, you know what? It's worth the price. Even though we're going through something as a nation.
As a nation, collectively.
Right? So you kind
Yeah.
of have to determine that. And then I think you also need to understand your customers to the point where you're saying, okay, would my customers prefer I maintain the quality and increase the price? Or would they prefer
A slight
that,
drop in quality.
a slight drop in quality as long as the price perhaps remains the same? Those are things. And like for business owners, it's not rocket science. If you don't know, honestly, just ask them. They'll be happy to weigh in, right? And then whatever you do is something that would probably be, received well.
Palatable at the very least.
Because they signed up for it, right? So I think that's one. But in terms of cutting costs, I would say we have to go back to like the basics. So start with your, say, raw materials or your suppliers.
True.
You might have to shop around and just find the best price at this point. Perhaps you were importing from a certain country. You might decide to switch to a different country that would give you probably a similar quality, but a fairer price. And if you subcontract, you can look at,
Going
getting
straight to source.
Yes. And then there's just try and renegotiate as well.
Yeah, very, very true.
And then maybe employ bulk buying so you lock in a particular price
I was
as
just going
well.
to say that.
In the time being. And then another thing I think a lot of people, especially manufacturers, overlook is, look into your waste. How much waste are you producing?
That's true.
Because when business is easy and you're making money, it's very easy to forget that
there's a lot of waste.
You're probably dropping, losing some money
Yeah.
in the back end. So yeah, look into waste. And sometimes, so like I like in the fashion industry, it's kind of easy to do that because say you're making a dress, you have to cut a pattern out of like a sheet
What are
of
you doing
fabric.
with your fabric?
So yeah, what are you doing with the
waste?
cast-offs? A lot of people just throw that away.
Yeah.
But think about, you can, I don't know, patch that
Patchwork.
together, make like a purse.
Underlay.
Yeah, make like a purse or something. And the thing is, when you learn how to convert your waste to gold, you're probably making more money because if you take that patchwork bag and add it to the dress, you can charge a higher price. But technically, you didn't pay that much more.
Or a hairband.
Yeah, exactly. So just something small. It's an added value to the customer.
Yeah.
So the customer can see why they should pay more.
Yeah.
But in reality, you're just using waste.
Yeah, because I know that the new thing I've seen with fashion is that they do like buy the boo-boo and then the headband.
Yes.
And the headbanding costs nothing to make
It's
it.
just like this really tiny
thing. But from the eye of the customer, it's value. I'm getting 2 for 1.
Yeah.
I can use this headband on another outfit, you understand? So that makes a lot of sense. I also like what you said about asking the customer what they would prefer. It doesn't mean you have to do a WhatsApp broadcast and ask everybody. You can just actually do like a bit of a survey and just say, oh, what would you prefer? Especially if you have customers or your friends.
Yeah.
You could ask them.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the town hall and make an announcement and be like, oh yeah, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer no price increase or do you prefer lower quality? In most cases, people will even tell you they prefer the price increase and then they end up not buying.
Yeah. That's true.
That's a risk.
That's true as well. So I think I had a very interesting experience in the past few months. So, every month when, you're trying to pay bills and stuff. So a couple of months ago, I was trying to pay bills and I'm like, how have these people not increased their prices? Right?
And it's like an alarm bell.
And I'm like, okay. So I pay the bill and literally that entire week, everyone is calling me to say, please, can we have a conversation? And, I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up? And they're like, actually, with the way things are, but I'm like, just get to it. You need to increase your price, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, if you don't mind. So I think there's actually an issue where business owners are finding it difficult to communicate that price increase. So I would ask you, what would be your advice? Like, how do you communicate that price increase to customers?
I'm glad you told that story. I actually had a similar experience. In my office, we subcontract security to another company.
Yeah.
So the security company, I just heard that there are 2 ladies from the security company looking for you. I was like, she could see all is well. And then they showed up. And the fact that they were two, I already knew what was coming. But I said, okay, I mean, let's dance the dance now. So yeah, here, let's do it. So they came and they sat down. Want to ask if you have any challenges with our service so far. That's how they started it. I was like, okay, well, your guards have a tendency to abscond without letting anybody know. I know because it's the truth. It's not like as
Yeah,
if
well,
anything.
they
Because
did ask for feedback.
exactly. So when they finished, there was not this awkward silence. I was like, I'm waiting for my feedback. Obviously, you came here for a reason. They're like, okay, actually, we have a letter for you. And they now brought it. They really tried. They really put it in paper. Like, they don't need to waste this paper. An email could have done it. But yeah, I think that's the first thing that I will talk about in terms of how do you actually communicate a price
Yeah.
increase. You mentioned that you had paid the bill.
Yeah.
And then people now start calling you. That's the first error. The first person who should know about a price increase is your customer, and they should know before they make the payment, especially if you have a product that has a recurring payment structure. So you need to tell them ahead of time. And the first customers for me is the customers on your list.
Yeah.
So your email list, your WhatsApp list, your whatever list you have, they're the first people to know before you even start telling the whole world and telling the global public that you have increased your price. And then when you're telling them, you need to tell them prior to their making payments, because then you just avoid that entire awkwardness that you had.
I mean, they were kind about it because, they said they wanted to increase for the following month. So I would say technically it was enough. It was enough notice.
It was enough notice, exactly. Okay, good on them. So that communication, I think, is best.
Yeah.
If the people are aware that, okay, we're doing this, very, very key. So communicate to your list first, prioritize your list. Then you can go talk to the general public. Then the second thing would be make adjustments on anything that has to do with a public showing of your prices. Because that's the problem. I noticed that a lot of businesses, they've changed the price, but they've not effected it because maybe either if it's a restaurant, their menu still carries the old price. And at the point of payment, and we have changed the price. When I finish eating my creamy pasta, it's not going to work. You're going to tell me ahead of time. Because like me, I'm the kind of person that looks at the menu of a place before I go there.
Yeah. Same.
I will look. Not because I might not be able to afford it. I just want to know what I'm getting myself into. So imagine looking at the menu, knowing that it's going to be like 10,000 naira a plate, and you get there and they're like, oh, we're sorry, it's 12.5 plus VAT. No, that wasn't what I was told, So yeah, you need to adjust all of that, and not just adjusting on your website. You need to also adjust with your staff.
Yes.
Because you have situations where the price has increased. The person who is taking payments doesn't even know that the price has increased. So that's the very, very, very important part. Then you need to be empathetic in your tone when you're increasing price. I've seen a lot of businesses do this exceptionally well. So you see the price increase and you find yourself not getting too upset about it.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand. I mean, well, in Nigeria, you're going to get pushback. Nobody likes to have to spend more money than they're already spending. Things are hard, and things are hard for everybody. This is not the kind of hardship that this level of people are feeling it. This level,
everyone is feeling it.
It's a fan of problem. Fan is rotating and it's blowing all of us. So it's very important that you're empathetic in your tone. Empathy meaning that you're explaining due to the cost of things. I've seen food businesses communicate it in the terms of cost of products or raw materials for making the food. Multinationals will probably communicate it more towards the forex side of things.
Yeah.
And also subsidy, because they're spending more money on power, probably spending more money on employees as well in terms of remuneration. So just be empathetic in your tone. Don't communicate it as to say, maybe we're all in this country. You will not see what's happening.
That's the price. That's the price.
Somebody said this to me yesterday. Somebody told me that's the price yesterday. It's still ringing in my head. Like, she didn't even give me room to communicate. She just said, that's the price, So yeah, that's it. Empathy, and then early communication, and obviously making adjustments to any public documents that might be out there.
That's
important. Very, very, very important. So yeah, those are things that I think that we can do. But I'm going to throw it back to you. What would you say to a business that is trying to, I'm pitying my customers. I don't want my customers to run away, and then they're scared that maybe they'll go to someone cheaper. How do you explain to them that they need to prioritize themselves? What's the language that we can use to pass that across?
So I think, just like you said, first thing, it's important for businesses to remember, like, we're all in this together. Your customer might, I would say, pretend to be upset, but they get it. They get it. Trust me, they get it, because we're all living in the same, I would say, economy together. Whatever is happening to you is happening to them as well. So, I mean, I think business owners need to remember that, because then your tone changes from that tone of you are trying to approach it like the person might not understand where you're coming from to that confidence to say, based on what's going
what's
on.
happening.
Yes. And I think something else is also to emphasize that value, right? Because you can tell someone, yes, I'm going to increase my price, but I think it's always important to remind customers that you're doing it so you can maintain the quality they're used to. I think customers usually it sort of just sets off an alarm in their head, like, oh, okay,
Price.
well, do I really want a drop in quality, or do I still want to enjoy, the same level of service? So I think I would say those two. Just remember, I mean, without customers, you have no business.
True.
But at the same time,
You need to
business
stay
has to
alive.
run,
Exactly.
and the business has to make money.
Exactly. I
So,
totally agree.
as long as you can communicate your value, I think you should be fine, because people sell luxury goods, luxury prices.
And people are still buying it tomorrow.
Yes.
There's no money. People are buying house.
People are still buying what they're buying.
Yeah.
So, but as long as you can communicate that value to them, you should be good.
Yeah. I agree completely. And just to add to that, it's like when they talk about mental health, take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. I'd apply it to the businesses now. You need to be alive to be competition to somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh, I might lose my customers. They might follow a cheaper brand. They might follow. That was going to happen regardless. There was a possibility of them following a different brand, regardless of Nigeria being upside down right now. That's why this episode is called Customer Experience versus Nigeria, because it seems like a battle.
Yeah.
Like how do you issue good service or good experiences when you yourself, you're not having a great experience running the business in the first place? You understand? So it's like, okay, you need to kind of rediscover your purpose. Why did I start this business? What impact has this business made? Because the impact is beyond the naira and the kobo in terms of profit and loss. I've made people happy. I've helped people's businesses, in case you're like a contracting type of business. I've put smiles on people's faces. I've helped them create memories. Rediscover the impact that your business has beyond the money. I think it helps. And then again, prioritize your business. Yes, customers are great. Customers are fantastic. Customers are important. But if you are not alive to service the customers, then there's no customer in the first place. You understand? You're going to do that. And the thing about customers people have to understand is that customers are very, very unfaithful. The day you close shop like this,
they're gone.
That day, they have found another person and they have moved on. They might even find somebody more expensive than you.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think these are just kind of the points that that we wanted to make around this. So we just want to encourage businesses, I think, to be steadfast in these tough times, as hard as it may be. And also, I'd like to use us as an example. Feel free to collaborate with people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good one.
I don't get it. Maybe it's me, or maybe I'm the one that something's wrong with. No, I had to say that because maybe it's me. I don't see any reason why everybody is kind of like, oh, like this. I mean, I've seen a couple of people who do the same thing and collaborate a lot, and I know that it saves them something. It might not be money, but it might just be like you put a stronger front. Maybe for a job, you have maybe like a catering job, you make small chops, the other person makes meat pie.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying about value, right? Because then you're bringing more value because the customer feels like, okay, I'm paying, in quote, one person to give me XYZ as opposed to paying 3 different vendors. And usually people would go for that option.
Exactly. And I mean,
because then logistics, you're probably paying one cost as well.
Exactly.
So it always works out cheaper.
Exactly. You share one gas. I mean, there's so many other ways because ultimately 15% of zero is zero. Do you understand? If you're not able to have that, your collaborative spirit, now more than ever, people really, really, really need to collaborate. So, do you have any last words?
Stay strong, guys.
Stay strong. Stay strong. Honestly, I think that applies to everybody. You know, it's a tough time. It's a really, 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 really tough time. But I think we've all kind of in life gone through tough periods at some other time, and we've all come out of it. So tough times don't last, Abby.
Tough people do. Be tough.
As aspire to Maguire as this sounds, we truly, 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 truly want to encourage everyone to just, keep up the faith, and we're hopeful that things will get better.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe so.
This was a good conversation. It was a great first conversation.
Yeah.
No nerves. We're just talking. Oh my God. We finally did it. You guys don't know. You have no idea, the work that's gone into this. But we're really, really grateful that we started. And we hope that you guys tune in. Please like, share, subscribe, share
Tell
with
us what
anybody.
you think.
Tell us what you think. Exactly. Please bastardize the comment section. Tell us everything that you think about it. You can also maybe ask questions. You never know. One of us might just pop in the comment section and answer your questions.
We always do.
We do have a choice. We will actually do that. So until next time, this has been the CX Playbook. Once again, I'm Oluchi.
And I'm Sotonye. See you guys next time. Bye.